that was just such a great surprise. And, it has brought so much value to my
and what are your biggest achievements in your career?
Appreciation I receive from my clients. They come to me at the
Consider your greatest strength as a personal injury lawyer.
I don't know if it's my greatest strength, but I've been told that I can be quite persuasive. A lot of the times, of course, especially if you've been involved in a motor vehicle accident.
3 best rated and called the best in the business.
So I actually did not realize that I was on 3 best rated until a client brought it to my attention.
What is the most rewarding part of being a personal injury lawyer, and what are your biggest achievements in your career?
Easily, the most rewarding part would be the level of appreciation I receive from my clients. They come to me at the lowest, most vulnerable point in their lives, and being able to assist them with the things that matter the most, which is their health, getting them back on their feet, getting them back to being able to work, getting them into rehabilitation and therapy. Those are very gratifying things that I feel comforted in knowing that my clients are happy with the service, for sure.
What do you consider your greatest strength as a personal injury lawyer?
I don't know if it's my greatest strength, but I've been told that I can be quite persuasive. I can be quite persuasive when speaking to others, and I think in this field you need to have that. And persuasion for me doesn't necessarily mean an aggressive nature or having the biggest voice in the room, so to say. Really, it's more about connecting with the person that you're working with, and working with each other, keeping it reasonable, respectful, keeping it kind, and knowing your case, really, right? I personally carry my files from beginning to end, so knowing all my files inside out and knowing what to do with the facts, I think that's what makes a lawyer stand out. It's what you're going to do with it. What are you going to do with the medical evidence? And so certainly we do the most that we can for our clients in order to get them the biggest value.
What sets you apart from other personal injury lawyers or firms?
I really appreciate this question, actually, because people have the misconception that if you go to the bigger firms, you are going to get the best service. And that's not necessarily the case. Time and time again, I've had clients come to me from other bigger firms. And the one resounding thing they always say is, Dana, it's just so nice to be able to talk to my lawyer. So, you're not going to be passed down the line. You're not going to be speaking to, the receptionist or the law clerk more so than you are going to be speaking to me. So I carry the file from beginning to end, and I ensure constant communication with the client.
What are some common mistakes that clients make before seeking legal help, and how can they avoid it?
Some of the common mistakes that clients make is, number one, just waiting too long before they actually speak to a lawyer, and 2, not gathering enough evidence, right? So a lot of the times, of course, especially if you've been involved in a motor vehicle accident, you're not going to be looking at taking a picture or taking a video of what's happened, but really you should. You should be, especially in this day and age of having smartphones. It's very easy to capture that information, right? And get the information of the other driver that hit you. Take a picture. You don't need to write everything down. Just take a picture of the license plate, take a picture of the driver's license, and that's going to help you a long way when you're dealing with the insurance companies. The other thing too is you want to report it, right? You want to report it to the police. Even if you have to go to the self-reporting collision center, you want to do that. If you have a slip and fall, you want to report it to the owner of the facility or the owner of the property as soon as possible. There are certain limitations or statutes in place in order for you to make claims. So you want to do this as soon as possible.
Have you handled an unusual case that required special strategies? How did you tackle it?
I would say the most recent one that we've resolved at the office was a file that I carried for over 4 years. And it was particularly challenging because we had, a young lady who was seriously injured, and we had several defendants on the file. So it was a multi-vehicle pileup on a highway. We had to sue quite a bit of people because we were talking over 30 cars. And so trying to ascertain the liability aspect was certainly challenging in this file. And, making sure that we had access to the vehicle and preserving the vehicle and getting the forensic engineer out there and, bringing the motion for the OPP files. These are all pieces to the puzzle that you need, and they take time. And a lot of the times clients, they get antsy. They worry that too much time has passed. And so we do our very best to continue, the cycle and keep things moving. And, I'm pleased to say that we actually resolved the file for a high 7-figure value. So the client was very, very pleased. And, money doesn't solve everything, but when you've suffered so much and you are going to considerably be suffering for the rest of your life, it makes a big difference.
How have motor vehicle accidents claims changed in the last 5 years?
So, it's changed significantly, not only because of the cut in benefits, and there have been drastic cuts to accident benefits, whether it be attendant care, whether it be, access to psychotherapy or physiotherapy, income replacement benefits. These are all things that you're going to want to have access to when you're involved in an accident. So, drastic cuts to those benefits has certainly changed, the motor vehicle, claims. And as well as, we see a recent surge in, fraudulent claims, unfortunately, and carjackings and staged accidents. And so, it's important that we stay vigilant out there. You're also looking at, all these electric cars and robots and vehicles, self-driving vehicles. So the whole face of motor vehicle accident claims is changing, and it's continuing to change for sure.
How does it feel to be listed on ThreeBestRated and called the best in the business?
I actually did not realize that I was on ThreeBestRated until a client brought it to my attention. But I think that was just the best way to find out, because I was told by my client that they actually decided to retain me because they found me on ThreeBestRated as the top personal injury lawyer here in Markham. And that was just such a great surprise. And, it has brought so much value to my business. So we've been named for last 4 years. And, I think that it's something that's happened organically because it comes from legitimate client reviews, right? So it's not something that I've bought into or, through an SEO search or anything like that, or social media. I am really grateful that clients value my work and that it's continuing to service not only the Markham community, but the Greater Toronto area.